Hello there, welcome back to the Allotment Family Diary. My name's Tom and it's Tuesday the 29th of July. It's roughly around 6:30 in the evening. And do you know what? Over the past 3 weeks or so, we've been quite busy outside of the allotment, and today is the first time we've had a chance to come up here and catch up on some jobs. Right now, I am standing by our cornfield, our wonderful cornfield. And stay tuned in the video because Hannah and I will be picking some corn, and I tell you what, it's so tasty. It's so sweet. I've never tasted corn like it. I know people say, you know, you grew it yourself so it's going to taste better. Maybe that's the case, but honestly, this corn is amazing. So what I think I'm going to do is take you on a quick tour of the plot and kind of take a look at what needs doing, you know, what we need to catch up on, and then we'll pick some corn. So we've actually been away for the weekend at the UK's largest live action role-playing festival, and we also stopped off at Clarkson's farm shop on the way. So if you're interested in becoming a channel member, there's a vlog on that. It's the farm shop was quite interesting, and you can hear our opinion on it and see what we thought of it. And then we'll take you on a personal guided tour of the UK's largest live action role-playing festival. Imagine like medieval Renaissance, but you play a character and everyone's dressed up and everyone camps in bell tents, and there's so much stuff going on. So become a channel member, check out the link in the description, and you can watch that video along the Clarkson's farm thing. So anyway, let's go and see what damage has been done to the allotment. I say damage, it's just weeds, isn't it? But let's go and have a look. Well, here we are. Honestly, I feel like a bit of a stranger up here lately because we haven't been up as much as we normally are. We have been coming up to water, but just not catching up on jobs. So the curly kale and the swede, they're looking all right. There's obviously bindweed coming up, so we're going to catch up on that. I think we want to try and get everything cleaned up by the end of the week because we're having a community allotment tour, so we want to make sure everything is looking as best as it can be. So Hannah's in there weeding the sprouts, and she's already weeded the black magic kale, which is really, really tasty. We'll catch up with Hannah in a minute because she hasn't got a microphone and she can pick some corn with us. So the pumpkins, again, they're doing well. They just need a bit of weeding out. There's a lot of leaves dying off, but some of the pumpkins, not these front ones, I think there's one at the top, look, not far from being ready, to be honest. And we've got the paddock, which is extremely messy at the moment, as is the shed as well. And seeing as I'm down here, well, let's look at the cabbage. So these are the Savoy cabbage that you saw us pop in a couple of weeks ago, I think, on one of the vlogs, and they're growing away. One has died. We don't have any more replacements, unfortunately, but the ones we've got in there are fine. Flowers, again, just a little bit of weeding that needs doing. Roses are looking nice. The sunflowers as well. I think these are probably going to be given to the chickens when they're done growing over here. But I wanted to show you the new plot. So the greenhouse, let's have a look. So let's put up the footage before. So as you can see, it's an absolute jungle. There's bindweed growing up through the sides, and the cucumbers are just getting covered in powdery mildew. But what I was concerned about was the aubergines. So these are Scorpio F1, and I found out they were just covered in spider mites, absolutely covered. So if we have a look inside, I've really trimmed them back because, I mean, I don't know how much longer we're going to have these plants, but you can see the damage that they've done to the leaves, and that's consistent throughout all of the plant. I know you can get sprays and things to deal with them, but I just think it's too late. But still, look, we've got that glut of them growing there. We've lost the female F1 cucumber. It just stopped producing fruit. And the crystal lemon, it's still going. I don't know how much longer. And there is also a Mycera pepper, which is doing all right in there. But I did pick a few crystal lemon cucumbers earlier. These are so nice. I don't know if you guys have tried them. Let me know in the comments. But I find them quite seedy, like they're just full of seeds. I don't know. Do you guys find that? Let me know. Right, so we'll head up here. it's just mostly weeds, isn't it? Like, you know, it's not that bad, really. I'm panicking there, and Hannah's telling me not to worry, but it's fine. I mean, look at these parsnips. These are doing really well. Raised bed parsnips. Yeah, Tilly said that she's never had parsnips that have grown so green and bushy like this, but it'll be interesting whether it's just all top and green and no parsnip. We'll find out. There's another female F1 over there, cucumber, which is not doing that great, but we'll see what happens. I think it's got 2 cucumbers right at the top. We'll just leave it, see how it goes. The herb garden, I'm revamping this at some point. And this was that random tomato plant. Don't know if you guys remember, I just found a random one growing, planted it. And it looks like, yeah, we might be able to find out what variety it is soon. And then if I pan you up here, so the Akoya tomatoes, some of them are slowly starting to ripen, but they're taking an absolute age this year. And I think that's the same across the board for a lot of people, although our polytunnel ones have been pretty good. Yeah, okay, so let's go back over here. Hi.
Hi.
Hannah can't talk, she hasn't got a microphone, so we'll talk to you later. So the runner beans, Firestorm and White Lady. Yeah, lots of beans, and they've started flowering. They've had another flourish. And just check the Swede. Yeah, doing all right. I think we need to get in there and weed. Look at that bindweed. And we need to deadhead the marigolds, and we need to cut off the dead leaves as well in there. Wild garden is fine. Again, it does need a bit of a clear out though, I think. It's mostly the bindweed. Right, I'm going to tripod this bit because I want to get in here and have a look. So if you remember, a couple of videos ago, we did a plot tour of the tiny site, and on there we showed you the Malaga F1 melons. So they're all done now, so there's no more Malaga F1. I can't see any signs of, there's a couple of flowers, but not much. But in here we've got a sugar baby, so we have a single sugar baby, and today I think I'm just going to pick it because I have plans for this bed over the winter. So I'm just going to pick this one off now. So here it is, the sugar baby, and I reckon we'll take it home, we'll chop it open and see what it's like. But do you remember there was a hole? So something made a hole in it. It hasn't really worsened, and it doesn't feel like it's rotten. It sounds okay, but we'll see. Hands just licking, like it looks all right, doesn't it? Yeah, we'll chop it up later and see what it's like. So yeah, the plan is to kind of clear this out now, really. Nothing much growing in here anymore. I don't think we're going to get any more melons. I think it's too late in the year, really. And in here, we're going to try it again. We're going to put garlic. So I need to figure out some way of meshing or fleecing the front here, put the garlic in and just leave it over the winter until next year. It's worth a try. Moving away from the melons, so back in the paddock here, we've got strawberries just doing their thing over there. We have a aubergine plant, we have some lettuce, and also there's a cucumber plant at the back, which is slowly sprawling across the back of the paddock over there. And this was a cucumber that had seeded itself in the polytunnel from last year, and it's doing quite well, which is good because Flo, our daughter, loves cucumbers, and I forgot to buy seeds this year, so luckily we had that one. In here we have the Nairobi sugar snap peas. They're almost at the end now, really, so I think this is a job to pull those up. At the back there is another crystal lemon cucumber. It's pretty much died, and I think there was a Polan cucumber. Yeah, again, it's died. They can go in the compost, that's fine. Our cherry trees have just suddenly had a growth spurt, so they are taller than the 6 foot now, and I need to cut those back because part of the allotment rules is that new trees cannot grow over 6 foot. So I will do that when the time is right. I'm not going to just do it now. That's a job for another time. Look at the figs, they've just exploded. We've had 2 figs off these so far. They are brown turkey, and oh, they are so nice. They're so sweet. But yeah, they've just exploded, absolutely exploded in growth. We'll go up here. We have nasturtiums growing in the compost, which is fine. And oh, there's a potato growing in the compost back there as well. These are the 2 courgettes, Summer Sun and Astia, which I've just left to do their thing, but I think they can probably go soon. Is there one there? 2. Hang on, let me get you mic'd up. Hang on. Right, Hannah's mic'd up. She's in the polytunnel. We'll chat in a second. So we have the edible flower bed here, so nasturtiums. So we're just dying off. Violas, and I believe there's some Bellis perennis in there. And the courgettes. So do you guys remember? I was kind of dealing with the powdery mildew issue and panicking a bit. One of our neighbours said to basically just trim all the dead leaves off, stake them, support them, and look how well they're doing. So we're getting more courgettes again, and it looks like, yeah, I can't see any signs of powdery mildew. So it has worked. So the advice of a veteran gardener, always listen to them because they know better than us noobs. Yeah, really pleased with that. Anyway, so there's the corn and the squash, but we'll talk about that in a sec because we're going to pick some and we'll show you. Let's just have a quick look in the polytunnel. Hi, are you eating tomatoes? So in here, I think it's just a case of like a bit of weeding, but I just want to show you the chilies and peppers. So the Bishop's Crown is ripening.
Forget about them.
Forget about them.
Look about that.
Oh, hang on, we'll keep them in suspense. Oh, over here, look, I just kicked over a watering can. There's the Cuban Black. If you remember, I found one that had seeded itself in here, and this is how it's doing. It's got fruit on it. Look at that. I'm so pleased with that. Car is going past. The jalapenos, these are just my go-to chili at the moment. So nice. Machu Picchu, again, just working away there, ripening. We have another Mycera pepper there. We have another row of green boys, and so that's a Bishop's Crown there. More Bishop's Crown. We have the Jalmundo. Now these are quite nice. They're a cross between a jalapeno and a bell pepper. Yeah, they're quite nice. They're not too spicy, and that's the Purple Flash.
Not tried those yet.
No, not yet.
I like these ones. Cha-chas?
Cha-cha, yeah, they're really nice because they're not really spicy, are they?
They're not spicy, but they've got a lot of like flavour. They're sweet, you know.
Yeah.
Nice. Because I obviously don't like things too hot. I like to taste
your food.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm the same. And this year it was about growing for flavour, wasn't it? Really. Before I show the tomatoes, though, the peppers, Fiesta and Delirio, again, steady crops. You can't really see them because it's so leafy, but
there is a lot growing.
Yeah.
Underneath the leaves.
And it's great because it's something that Flo, our daughter, likes eating lots of. So
yes,
it's a win.
But look at these beasts.
So here's the Brandywine.
This poor plant. How is it supporting all of these?
Because it's just like strung up like a puppet.
And it's the same with that one down there. That one's got massive. These are the biggest. We didn't have them that big last time, did we?
No, these are the biggest I think we've had, but just for scale, I mean, this one, I don't know if you can see, but like, there's my hand. And I mean, you can see like a lot of the leaves dying off. I mean, they're just putting everything into producing the tomatoes and ripening them at the moment, so they need to be fed tonight, actually, I think. And the honeycomb, they're doing well, aren't they?
Yeah.
Steady crop of them. I don't think there'll be any left by the end of tonight. That's the thing, that you come up here and you just like pick on stuff, don't you? Because you like working.
Oh, look at this. That one's a nice ripe one.
Yeah.
It's a nice one.
These are really nice, aren't they? They're very sweet. And obviously we've got the basil, 3 types of basil: sweet basil, African blue, and I think there's purple basil here and holy basil kind of mixed in.
Which I will say has been fantastic putting in salads.
Yeah.
But also, Tilly made this fantastic homemade pesto.
Yeah.
Which we should show you how to make it. It's really nice.
Yeah, it is really nice. We need to do some cookouts up here. We are going to be doing allotment cookouts at some point over the next month or so, because it's summer holidays and all.
Yeah.
And people are around now. And yeah, over this side, so these are the fiery flames, and we're getting our first one's starting to ripen in there as well. These are really nice on pizzas. They're really good in Asian dishes as well. But yeah, those the brandy wine, I will say the brandy wine is nice, but it's just, I prefer, we grew like a beefsteak variety last year. It was just called beefsteak, so we don't know what variety it was. That one had slightly more flavour to it. The brandy wine is nice. Obviously it's not very sweet, is it?
No, but these are the type of things that you have, you know, with basil and mozzarella and a bit of oil. You know, you're not having them just on their own.
No. So that's that. So yeah, we kind of we just need to catch up. It's mostly weeding, and it's not even really that bad, is it?
No, it's not. I don't know why you get all like. Oh.
I've been panicking about it. Like
I don't know, like every day. Oh, the weeds. I'm like, yeah, they'll be alright.
They'll be alright. Yeah, just let them do their thing. It's fine. Don't worry. But yeah, we've got until Sunday until the allotment walk around, the community walk around.
Are you just gonna make me be up here all the time weeding?
Yeah.
I have got stuff to do as well.
You got to sleep in the shed tonight. I'm gonna have to go back and get the sleeping bags and tomatoes for breakfast.
And eggs.
Yeah. Right, so back to the corn. So we had two varieties. Now we grew Incredible F1 from seed. So we have 3 blocks of Incredible F1, but we also had, because we basically ran out of seeds, it's just called Extra Sweet. Now we have been eating corn so far, and like I say, it's so nice. It's really nice. You can tell this is a different variety because it's smaller and it's a different colour. There's one corn here that never actually grew. It kind of the top. There was an issue with the top. I'll just say
that's probably weed killer.
It was weed killer, yeah, and I had
not our weed killer.
Not our weed killer, no. So I will say, if you have an allotment, be respectful to your neighbours and don't use weed killer in high winds, because yeah, it's stunted. I mean, the whole block is slightly stunted, but that one especially it got hit with weed killer, so be respectful.
And actually, I would think this probably got hit a bit, and this is the smaller one of the squashes.
The smaller squash, yeah. Yeah, so I mean, we weren't happy about that, really. I mean, what do you do though? You know, people should have more common sense, quite honestly. I'll be totally honest.
That's
you know,
lacking for most people. Sorry, I'm only joking.
But yeah, you know, don't use weed killer in high winds at an allotment. Be respectful of your neighbours, and remember that children and animals walk these paths. I'm just lucky. Well, we're glad that Tor wasn't up here and had walked that path after our neighbour had done that. Anyway, moan over. Bit of a moan for you guys.
Right, let's get back to the corn.
Yeah, I think let's go to the other side. I'll set up the tripod, and then yeah, let's have a look. Right, so here we are at the corn. Now, Tilly told us that the crows and the magpies had been having a go at them, hadn't they?
Yes, because we did find a few that have been literally
pecked. It's like they'd
stripped.
We thought it was rats, didn't we, first of all? But Tilly said no, she'd been up here and literally seen a crow came out and the magpies were having a go. So I'd say about 5 of them we lost. But
that's why I think we're going to try and get these up sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
We're going to freeze some and eat some.
But they're just so nice, aren't they? Should we just pick
so what are we looking for? Like the dark?
Yeah, so I'll tell you what, I'll pick one over here, and then there we go. So, funny thing actually, one of our neighbours came over to us earlier and said, how do you know when your corn is ready? Well, there is a way you can tell if your corn is ready. I think what I might do, I'm gonna grab the camera again and film you.
Okay.
Because I don't know if they can see it from
I
there.
hope this one's ripe then.
Yeah. How do you know if your corn is ready?
Right, so I'm trying to remember what you told me. So this bit will go dark.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the first indication.
Uh-huh.
Second indication, you're meant to like pull back a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So pull it back a bit.
So you can check the top. Like, chances are the whole of the top isn't gonna be completely done. But
that's not done, but I think it's very rarely that it will go all the way up to the top anyway.
yeah, that's what Nick and Tilly were saying, because obviously they've grown corn for years, so we've learnt this off them.
So look, these are all nicely formed, and I haven't got any nails, but you're meant to like...
Do you want me to do the...
Can you do the nail bit? So
I'll try.
You're meant to...
So it's the milk test. I don't know if I can do it holding the camera. Right, so basically...
Oh, yeah, well look, there you go.
Yeah, if this is a milky white...
Which it is, you can see there.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. So that indicates that they are ready.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Right, so let's pick a load. So we have a whole drawer in the freezer to fill with these. And I think we're just gonna have to leave the rest and hope the burbs don't get them. Yeah, not birds, burbers. Because that's how Tor knows what birds are.
Yeah, I'll go and get a basket.
Okay.
So we've got a basket full here. I think we might have to pick some more and put them in your backpack.
Yeah. But that's a lot, isn't it? But there is one. Let's see, this is the damaged one.
So this is a lovely looking big one, and then if you turn round, you can see that it has been pecked at.
Yeah, so this is the birds. Magpies and crows. Some people have said in the comments before, they said like it's rats that normally get theirs. And that's what we thought, didn't we? Oh, it's got to be rats.
Mind you, some of them, maybe it's a mixture of everything, because I swear some of it is rats, because one of them was literally shredded, and even this was shredded, and I don't know if a bird would really do that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, unless they really peck at it.
And it's literally the whole thing had gone. But this one, I think, can we give it to the chickens then?
Yeah, I mean, you can give that to chickens, because it's not like it's...
Don't want to waste it.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, you could technically just chop the end off and eat it if you really wanted to, couldn't you? But
I'll give the chickens a treat.
Yeah, chickens can have a treat. But yeah, lots of corn, and it's so tasty. I mean, I know a lot of you guys, let us know if there's any like recipes. Let us know in the comments what you do with your corn, how you prepare it, how you cook it, because at the moment we are just the first harvest, we're just enjoying having it with butter, aren't we?
I like mine steamed.
Yeah.
And I like, obviously, quite straightforward, I like butter. I do like mine like grilled a bit on the barbecue.
Yeah.
But I was looking up, you can do lots of different types of butters. If we get fed up with just butter, you can do garlic and herb butter.
A chili butter.
No, you can. There's a Mexican, I think like a Mexican butter, and then you grate like Parmesan on it and you grill it. You can do all sorts.
Yeah, we nearly bought a chili butter at Clarkson's farm.
No.
But no, we're like, no, we grow our own chilies. Yeah. So plugging the Clarkson's farm, become a channel member, have a look at our tour of Clarkson's farm, what we thought of it. We're not going to give any spoilers now, are we? No. But
I'm being straight-faced.
all I will say is Flo didn't enjoy it, but did we?
But would a teenager enjoy it? Does teenagers enjoy being dragged around to places?
Do teenagers enjoy queuing up for an hour to go into a shop? No. Anyway, so that's the corn. And then, oh, actually, I didn't show you guys this. So we have lots of plums and apples on the new plot.
Which we can't reach.
No, which we can't reach.
Because these ones have grown, well, obviously, this is the plot that has been left to its own devices for so long.
Yeah.
So obviously we're letting it have its fruit, and we'll try and collect what we can, but in the winter we are going to be making them a lot smaller.
Definitely.
They have to be accessible.
Yeah. I mean, what we've been doing in the meantime, you can see there's like a lot of plums and things on the ground, so we've just been picking up the ones on the ground. Now also, I think someone told us that these were blackthorn trees, but now there's fruit. I don't think they are. I think they're a plum variety, but again, let me know in the comments if I'm wrong or if you agree. Are they plums or are they blackthorns, like sloes? I'm not sure. I don't know, but look at those lovely red apples in there.
I tell you what, Tilly has had a good idea. What you could do is you could put almost, because Tilly finds it hard to like reach up and stuff.
Yeah.
She's going to put like a hammock netting between the branches so the plums will be caught.
Yeah, as they fall.
Yeah.
It's a really good idea.
You could do that. You know, you can get the ones where you get for like kiddies to hang their teddies in.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and we got pears coming on the one at the back. But yeah, it's just kind of, I don't know. I don't know whether these are plums or whether they're sloes. That's the thing for me at the moment. Let us know in the comments, guys. Anyway,
I'm not too sure about that pear tree. You know, I don't think it looks very well.
no, we're kind of concerned. It's got black spot or pear scab. The RHS told us that it could be due to hail. In fact, let's quickly have a look. So if we come over here, can you find one that's like the leaves with so the leaves with the giveaway. So the RHS reckons this was due to hail damage, and most of the leaves are like this. And there's also marks on the pears.
Pears up there.
So if you can see that. So most of the pears are like that. Look at all those plums up there. But the RHS said they don't think that it's pear scab. They reckon it's due to hail damage. But I mean, we've not even had hail this year, have we?
We've had a little bit, but I was looking at other people's like pear trees and stuff on the plot, and not all of them have got this.
No.
So surely, you know, more would get it, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
If it was hailstones.
Is it scab? I don't know. Again, let us know in the comments. What do you think? Is this hail damage, or is it scab, or is it some other disease that we've not even heard of? Yeah, who knows? Right, should we water? You ready to water?
Yeah, I guess so.
And then we can go home.
I suppose it'll only take an hour or two of us.
Yeah, an hour with two of us. Right. Okay.
Do we need to water the corn?
Yes.
Not as much as I normally do.
Twice as much. It's Wednesday the 30th of July today.
Yeah, really hot and sleepy weather.
It is sleepy weather, isn't it? It's very warm.
Yeah.
And we have got the sugar baby melon, the only sugar baby melon that we had. So this was a viewer suggestion, so thanks for suggesting it.
So it's a watermelon variety then?
Yeah. We've never grown them before, so I don't know if this is the size that they should be or if it's extra big.
No,
because there was only one.
No, I'm assuming it will be like pinky red, like the ordinary watermelons with black seeds, maybe.
But Tilly's doing this with me today because Hannah and Flo are up in town. So we thought, well, you haven't been in the video, have you yet? So
no, not for ages actually. No.
But we'll talk about what's going on at your plot in a minute.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this one, as you know, it had a hole, so something drilled into it, but it looks all right. It doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, I noticed it actually when you were away for your weekend.
Yeah.
And it seems to have got a bit bigger, but I'm not sure.
I think that's just
actually
growth.
Look, there's a hole there. I wonder if is that a hole?
No, that's just the end.
Oh, I thought I saw a hole as well.
Where the flower would be. That's where the flower was originally.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, in this is good weather for watermelon.
It is. Yeah. Lovely, yummy for breakfast.
Or wah melons, as Flo calls them. We used to. So should we
Yes, see what's inside.
I don't even know if it's going to be ready. We'll see. I don't know. But I'll just chop it, shall I? Where shall I? Where should we do it? Just here? Okay. So let's have a... Oh, it's very thick-skinned.
Some fruit like that. Oh, and some squashes are very thick-skinned, aren't they?
Yeah.
I can't actually.
It's like a squash.
Yeah, I can't actually peel some of them. Blimey, that is thick skin.
Yeah, it might not be ready. Oh, I can see some red. Ready?
Yeah.
Red E.
Oh.
Ah.
Wow. And where's the thing, the hole? There doesn't seem to be anything in there.
The hole is, where is it? It's on, I've cut it on the bottom here. See, that's the hole. There it is. It looks all right.
It does.
It does look ready, doesn't it?
It looks perfect, actually.
Yeah.
Does it smell? What does it smell like?
It does. It smells sweet.
It smells like watermelon.
Yeah.
Typical watermelon.
I think they are just a baby watermelon variety, really. But
gosh, that's pretty good, isn't it?
the proof is in the eating, isn't it? So should we try a bit?
It is, yeah, let's.
Just as the building work has started across the way there, so apologies for that noise. We've had to put up fit for the last month, haven't we?
I know.
No sleep.
And we're waiting for our skip that hasn't turned up yet.
Yeah. There's a plane going over, and there's drilling, and it's, yeah. Right, there you go. So I've got to say something for Flo because she loves watermelons. It's like her favourite thing.
Yeah, she used to love it when she was little, didn't she?
Yeah. I'm not a massive watermelon fan.
I like it. I go through periods where I can eat it and then suddenly I go off it.
I like the Malaga that we grew. That was really nice and creamy. Bit good.
Oh my goodness, yeah, that is so sweet.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's nice. Again, I prefer the Malaga, but that's just because I like that sort of melon.
It's lovely, actually.
No, we were feeding these every 4 or 5 days of liquid seaweed, and we were watering every other day with the melons. And I do think you can tell the stuff that's being fed, it's got a richer flavour to it.
Do you think?
Like with our peppers and chilies, because they taste totally different to shop ones, don't they?
They do.
Peppers. So much better. Yeah, that's really nice.
It is, it's gorgeous.
And we've only got one, so we have to savour it and make the most of it. But I'll just give you another, hopefully you can see that, close up the inside. But it's definitely ready, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
It's really juicy.
Yeah, so...
It's lovely.
Well, that's that. Another harvest.
It's very yummy.
So what's been going on your plot then recently?
A lot of weeds that I'm I'm tackling the bindweed.
Yeah.
This year it's really like sort of come back en masse.
It's bad, isn't it,
And
this year?
every year from when we had our plot, donkeys years ago, we've been sort of, every time we see it, we dig it out and everything.
Yeah.
But it's really come back with a vengeance. It's everywhere. It's on the fences, our next door neighbours, it's all coming through their fence. It's just everywhere. I don't really know why it's this bad.
Yeah, it is very bad this year. Our site is notorious for it. But what else are you doing? You're building a scarecrow tonight, aren't you?
I am building a scarecrow tonight. I won't tell you what it's like because you'll have to watch and see. I don't know when you're going to film it. It's actually for our allotment show because there's a scarecrow competition in there. Yeah, I won't tell you what it is, just not spoil the surprise, but I think it's quite funny.
I think what we'll do, I'm going to show you something. What we'll do, the next episode, it's either going to be one of the plot tours of the other sites or it'll be a catch up with your plot. But I just want to show you this little guy, Finn. How big is he now? Look at him.
He's grown huge.
He's grown so much, hasn't he?
He has. Still not big enough to have a proper collar. I have bought him one, a lovely one actually, but it's too big for him at the moment.
He's still naughty, aren't you? You're still a naughty
very
scamp.
Naughty.
Yeah, look, still. But he's losing his puppy teeth, isn't he?
He is.
So his biting doesn't hurt as much.
No, he's actually improving and his training is going quite well. Although he doesn't start his dog training until September.
Yeah.
And then he'll be going to the adolescent group. And then
Yeah, causing trouble there.
yeah,
won't
they're
you?
all going to be about the same age.
Be nice, be nice. Come on.
But I think he does have toothache because he cries and rubs his mouth.
Yeah.
And his gums have looked quite red. And when I spoke to the dog trainer, she said that they do get, you know, quite bad toothache. Just the same as kids, really, when their new teeth are coming through.
But anyway, he is best friends with Tor now.
Yeah,
They're always playing together, aren't they?
they are. Yeah, it's
Those-
lovely to watch.
It's a bit too hot for Tor at the
Yeah.
moment. But yeah, that's it. So next episode then, so we'll try and it will either be another one of the plot tours,
Yeah.
site tours,
Yeah,
or we will catch up with Tilly on her plot.
yeah,
Thanks for watching this one, guys.
yeah. Thank you.
It's been the corn has been really good this year.
Gosh, it's
so
amazing.
good.
Yeah,
We had a nice
delicious.
harvest yesterday. The melon's been really tasty, and next week it will either be a plot tour at a different site, not ours. I hope you guys are enjoying those. Let us know in the comments if you are. And
Hannah and I are going to do the tour, aren't we? Really?
you're going to do one of them, yeah. But I won't
Yeah.
say any more about that one because it's
No.
a nice site.
Oh yeah, it's our favourite, really, apart
Yeah.
from ours.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and
Yeah, thank
we'll
you.
see you in the next one.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, please. Thank you.
Millions.